Every single breath you take is an act of trust. You trust that the air filling your lungs is life-giving, that it's clean. But what if it's not? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on air pollution, an invisible threat with some very, very visible consequences.
It's so easy to overlook this problem, right? Because most of the time, you can't even see it. But make no mistake, the World Health Organization calls air pollution the single biggest environmental threat to human health. It's a full-blown global crisis that's hiding in plain sight.
1 in 6. Just let that number sink in for a moment.
So what does that mean? It means that back in 2019, 1 out of every 6 deaths around the entire globe was caused by pollution. That translates to an absolutely shocking 9 million lives cut short every year. This isn't a distant problem, it's a lethal reality for people everywhere.
Now, what's really interesting is when you put that number into perspective. This chart shows us that pollution kills 3 times more people than AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria combined. It's just staggering. The scale of this crisis is way bigger than most of us realize.
So how can something that's mostly invisible cause so much harm? Let's zoom in from that massive global scale right down to the personal level and see what's actually happening inside your body when you breathe this stuff in. And listen to this. The World Health Organization puts it pretty bluntly. When these pollutants get inside you, they cause inflammation and major stress on your cells. And that last word, mutagenicity, that's a really scary one. It's a technical way of saying these things can actually damage your DNA. We're not just talking about a cough here, we're talking about damage at a cellular level that can lead to all kinds of diseases.
Think of these pollutants like tiny, invisible invaders. You breathe them in, and the really small ones are so microscopic they can slip right past your lungs' defenses, get directly into your bloodstream, and then they're off to the races. They can travel everywhere, your heart, your brain, literally every organ in your body, causing damage all along the way.
Okay, so who are these invisible invaders? Let's get acquainted with the 2 main culprits that are responsible for the lion's share of this damage.
So on one hand, we have what are called fine particles, or PM 2.5. Think of these as microscopic bits of soot and liquid that come from things like burning wood. They're the really dangerous ones we just talked about, small enough to get into your blood. And on the other hand, you've got nitrogen dioxide, or NO2. This is a gas that comes mainly from our cars and trucks, and it's a major trigger for airway inflammation.
Now, to see the real-world impact of these 2 pollutants, we're going to look at a case study from a place that might honestly surprise you: New Zealand. I mean, we all think of it as this pristine, clean and green country, right? Well, even there, man-made air pollution has a very real and very high cost.
Get this, even in a place like New Zealand, in just 1 year, 2016, human-caused air pollution was responsible for over 3,300 premature adult deaths. That's a huge number. But believe it or not, that's only part of the story.
Because when you add everything up, the total price tag is an incredible $15.6 billion. That's the social cost for just 1 year. That number covers everything from hospital bills to people being too sick to work. So where in the world does a number that big come from? And this brilliantly illustrates the whole picture. Up top, you see the heartbreaking human toll, the premature deaths, the thousands of people hospitalized, the kids developing asthma. And then that bar graph on the bottom shows you the financial breakdown, split between our 2 culprits, those fine particles and vehicle exhaust. Okay, but here's where we find the biggest surprise of this entire story. When we dig into the source of those PM 2.5 costs, look at that massive 74% slice of the pie. It's not industry, it's not even cars, it's domestic fires. It's people heating their homes with wood burners. This is such a powerful, counterintuitive finding. In a clean country, one of the biggest sources of pollution is something happening in living rooms all across the nation.
And that incredible discovery in New Zealand brings this entire issue right back to our own doorsteps. Because the sources they found there, well, they aren't unique at all. They're actually pretty common all around the world.
The big drivers of air pollution aren't just some distant factories on the horizon. Nope, they are woven right into the fabric of our daily lives. How we heat our homes, how we drive our cars, the power that lights up our world, and the industries that build it.
So the crucial point is this. Air pollution isn't some abstract problem caused by faceless corporations far away. Its sources are deeply, deeply connected to our modern lives and to the millions of daily choices that we all make.
We all share the exact same air. It's a single atmosphere that connects every single one of us on this planet. And that leaves us with a really important question to think about. What choices, both big and small, are shaping the air that you're breathing right now, today?